Hi everybody, my name is Lynn Colson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here today to share with you my first time using our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We have all been waiting such a long time for this machine. Stampin' Up! Made the decision over a year ago to discontinue offering the Big Shot, which was generally what everybody had, and opted to instead create their own machine. They did work with another company to create the innards, and then they designed the outside, which is why the outside looks so pretty. So anyway, I wanted to share with you, I haven't used it yet. All I've done is unbox it and put my handle on, which was super easy. Comes with a Allen wrench and you just screw it on just like you did with your Big Shot. But I wanted to kind of share with you a little bit about what comes in the box first. So obviously you get your machine. I'll show you more about that in just a minute. You get this Stampin' Cut machine quick start guide. You also get several plates that are very similar to what you probably used with your Big Shot, but I wanted to show you a little bit about how they're different. So this is your standard cutting plate, and this is like the platform. The platform. And it also has a number 1 on here to tell you that that's the first platform that goes on the very bottom. And then it has instructions on how to use it. So if you're using a die cut, like a thin die with our regular thin dies, then you're going to use plates number 1, 2, and 3. If you're going to use a standard embossing folder, you're going to use plates 1 and 3. And if you're using it with a 3D embossing folder, you're going to use it with 1 and 4. Couldn't be any easier having this right here on the plate. So that's plate number 1. Plate number 2 is the thin die adapter. Is what we probably would have called that before. Place die cutting edge down, that's what this is for. So if you're using it with the thin die, you're going to use plate number 1, which is this one, then number 2, which is this one, and then you're going to use the 2 standard cutting plates that we've all been so familiar with. They look like this, and they have a number 3 on them. See? I have yet to mark mine, but I am going to mark mine with top plate only and bottom plate only, because that way you can keep them as flat as possible. I learned that just probably about a year ago, and it's made the lifetime of my cutting plates last so much longer because they don't get warped. So anyway, that's what number 3 is. Then number 4, which is the one that you would use if you were doing a 3D embossing folder, looks like this. So it's a little bit thicker. It's probably similar, but to the thick embossing folder plate that that Stampin' Up! Sold last year. Okay, this is not a cutting surface, so you only want to use this for embossing with 3D folders. All right, before we get anything, I am going to show you how it cuts, how it embosses and everything, but I wanted to show you a little bit about the machine itself. So this is what it looks like from the top. This is the front. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's either way. Nice Stampin' Up! Logo in metal on there. Just the whole design of the machine is very sleek. I like that it's white. Goes down like this, and then these fold down, which makes it really nice when you are traveling, if you wanted to travel to take it with you. It's one of the reasons why they opted for this type of a design with a fold-up plate, or fold-up, I don't know what you call them, legs. I did weigh these, and the Big Shot weighs 7.4 pounds. This one weighs 8.1, so a little bit heavier, but obviously because of the aerodynamics of it, it's much easier to carry and maneuver and easier to drop down into your bag. The handle does not fold up or insert in any way. So when you're putting it into your bag or whatever, you're just going to have to deal with the handle. I don't think you really want to be taking it on and off all the time, because that can probably wear out that screw. That's just my opinion. That's not anything that Stampin' Up! Has said. That's just me being, my age and lots of experience. So let me give you a side-by-side comparison of the 2 machines. So make sure I'm in line here. This is your standard Big Shot. This is your Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. When they are side by side and folded down, pretty much the same size. You can see this way. So not a lot of difference in terms of that. This one, the Big Shot's probably a little shorter. It doesn't stand up as high as this one. It's a Stampin' and Cut embossing machine, but I think you get the idea that it's pretty much the same machine. When you look inside, you're still gonna see the 2 roller bars, and that's how these die machines work. The 2 roller bars cause pressure against that paper and those plates to cause the dies to cut or the embossing folders to emboss. Okay, let's do a little die cutting, because that really is what I use mine most for. So I'm going to share that first. So again, I'm going to use plate number 1, the standard plate. Then I'm going to use the die number 2, the thin die adapter. First plate number 3, my paper. I chose this die because it has a lot of intricate little pieces, and sometimes it can be a little tough to run through the die cutting machine. This is from Ornate Layers. And then plate number 3 again on top. I need to turn this around so I can reach the handle. Let me tell you, this is very smooth. You can feel how easy it is to go through. I think you're still going to get your cracking with your plates just like you did with the Big Shot, but it has a very smooth roll. I just rolled that through one time. Take a look. If I were to do it again, I see that it didn't cut all the way through. I also didn't have it, I had it sideways instead of long ways. So let's try that. And it is a little bit warped, if you can see that, because I've used it a lot. Let's try it with this piece. And this time I'm going to put it in. Actually, I did have it in the right way, didn't I? This time I'm going to run it through, but I'm going to do it twice. Once forward and once back. And maybe put it a little bit at an angle. See how that does. Very nice. Very nice cutting motion. We've all been waiting for this machine for so long. Yeah, that one cut all the way through both times. And that's really a lot of times the trick with these, is that you have to, with your intricate dies, you have to run them through more than once. Just once back and forth in order to be able to get all those little pieces out. And if I got my little brush out that goes on the end of my Take Your Pick tool, I'd be golden. Alrighty, great, good. Okay, let's try some embossing. This is a regular embossing folder. This is the Winter Snow. It's all available now in the new August to mini catalog, or August to December mini catalog. And just checking on our instructions here. If we are using a regular standard embossing folder, we want 1 and 3. So I'm going to put this one on, the plate number 3. The embossing folder, I always put the seam towards the roller bars, and then the top plate number 3. Run that through, perfect fit. And a beautiful die cut. Can you see that? It's hard for me to see because my camera holder's in the way, but yeah, there you go. Nice embossing folder there. Good job. Okay, now let's try one that is a 3D embossing folder. So I just chose one randomly. This I think is actually from Ornate Garden as well. I don't have it labeled, and that's unusual for me. So this is a 3D one. So let's check our numbers and see what we need to do here. For a 3D embossing folder, you're going to use 1 and 4. Okay, 1, the embossing folder with the paper, and 4. There's 4. Again, just really smooth motion in there. I think it feels easier. Maybe it's just my imagination, but it does feel easier than the Big Shot. And there we go, very nice. And I did not spritz that with water or anything. It just gives it a really nice embossed piece of paper. So that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share this with you, let you see my first attempt at using my machine. And these machines will be available for customers to purchase beginning I want to say September 1. It could be September 4. Maybe it's 4. I'll make sure I have that posted correctly in my website and in the comments on my YouTube. So, but I think customers are really going to like it. Those of you that have been waiting patiently, I think you're going to be really pleased. I am definitely very pleased with what I see here. All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.